This is one of my hives in my secret location, and I just did a little bit of something to disturb the bees, and you can see them, they stick their butts out the entrance, and you'll see them with their butts in the air. That's not a bee right there. Here was one. They're on guard. Oh, here they go. Anyway, I really love this hive. They've propolized the inner cover hole that I had screened up. You can see them there, sort of. And I've got this happening. And on the sides we've got, this is an old super, medium super with holes in the sides. And that's basically my ventilation rim. And that's it. I'm going to see what happens. They've got that sealed in for a reason. I'm going to go with their better judgment, and hopefully they know what they're doing. But yeah, they're clustered higher than I expected them. But it's also warm today, so they're probably on the move a bit. Anyway, I'm here today to put the 1/4-inch mesh on the bottom. Alright, I'm in my car now. But these are my two hives in my secret location. And if we zoom in, how far can we zoom in on this thing? See that? That's mesh on the bottom, right smack in the middle of this shot. And there's mesh on the bottom. You can see the tacks where I tacked it on. So that's 1/4-inch mesh. And boy, look, you can see how much water is just dropping around that hive. This is one of the reasons why I like to get one of those gabled roofs for my hive, so that when the water hits the top, right where that brick is, it'll run off to the sides instead of dripping in front of the hive. But anyway, not a big deal. But anyway, so they got the 1/4-inch mesh. The 1/4-inch mesh does fill up with dead bees over the winter. But if you're close to your hives, not a big deal. You just take the mesh off and clear them out. So good luck, little bees. But I gotta go home because I just got soaked by the downpour. I was going to put some 1/4-inch mesh on this hive, but they're doing a really good job at defending it and getting in my face, so I'll just show you. Let's see what happens here. Put it down. Let's see if I can do this. Okay. Actually, go, yeah, okay. It's tack number 1. Go up here. Grab another stainless steel tack. Push it down on this end. Push it. Boom. Okay. Alright, that's okay. They're done. Look at this. Woohoo. Just put the tack in. Get another tack. There we go. Whoops. Right there. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now see, it's not right here. It's not perfectly flat to the bottom. But see, and I could pull the. I'm just gonna leave it like that. That's good enough for now. You know what that is actually this is flat, and there's a big dip right here in the wood. I could just take a Jenga block, plug that up with a Jenga block if I was really concerned about it, but I think it's fine, just the way it is. And that's a nice wide open bottom entrance that's going to provide, in theory, some ventilation for the hive in the winter time. And you also have, these bees are on guard again. It's a very guardy day. And anyway, they're done. Okay, so I actually got that done. So let's do something else. Show you something else that's really I'm very pleased with. It's this hive down here. This is my. I have high hopes for this colony. Let's grab a tack. There we go. This is a bit bulgy here, so I'm just gonna put an extra tack in there. Just to keep that in there. That was got a bit of a bulge too, so let's put another tack in. And I used to have plastic push pins that I used to use to poke stuff in, but I found it was hard to drive them into the wood sometimes, so I just use these tacks. And it's not. I used regular tacks, but regular tacks aren't strong enough, and they break and bend too easily. These are slightly stronger than regular tacks, and it allows me to just jam them into the wood without breaking. And when I need to pop them off, I actually have a staple remover, one of those clampy things that looks like the Jaws of Life kind of thing. And I bought that just for removing tacks, and I haven't used it yet. But usually what I do is I just grab the mesh and pull it all off, and the tacks go flying. And then I just find the tacks and I put them back on when I'm ready. And sometimes the tacks get lost in the grass, but they eventually turn to rust, so no big deal. So I guess they're not stainless steel, but whatever. So that's it. That's what I do. And now all of my hives in Flat Rock they've got their mesh on them. But what I wanted to show off on this hive is just what a nice, cozy, dry hive this seems to be. And I'll just pop the top off. There we go. And you can see here, this is basically a ventilation rim. It's an old medium super that I just have holes drilled all around it. And if you go in here, there we go, right? So I got, water dripping on it. But I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't, but I can see it. This hive is so dry. I've got water dripping in it from this tree up here, but and you can see the comb is dry. Everything's nice and dry in there. And I've got this pillow full of wood chips to absorb any moisture. Really not a good idea to do this when rain is falling down, but anyway, really lovely hive. The bees in there, I think, are really doing exactly what I want them to do. All of my colonies and all of my hives today are a bit more active. They're not clustering because it's a warm day today, so I'm seeing more activity up top, like this kind of thing. And it's still pretty cool to see how they, you can't see it. Come on, focus camera. Can you see that? See the propolis? This is the same colony. No, it isn't the same colony, but it's related to the colony that propolized their hive. Almost completely sealed in that top entrance last year, and it's raining, so I gotta go. But anyway, that's my beekeeping for today. So this colony is looking fantastic, super dry. I know they've got tons of honey. I don't think I need to do anything. I don't think I need to wrap them, and I'm gonna think about it because they're doing so well. It's just so tempting to just leave them alone when they've got it all worked out themselves and not mess with them, because you put a wrap on them, and then, because that's all I'm thinking about doing is maybe adding a bit of wrap. And I'm either going to put on the silver bubble wrap or maybe a black wrap. But the problem with wrap is sometimes, and as you can see, it's a very moist day today, the water and the moisture gets in between the wrap and the hive, and it just basically creates a layer of moisture inside the hive all winter long, or next to the hive all winter long. And that dampness, I think, does get into the hive, and it doesn't benefit the colony. So it can be tricky if you're wrapping. If I'm wrapping, I got to make sure that it's done absolutely as perfectly as I can, without any kind of weird tweak or funky thing going on. And because a lot can go wrong with those wraps. And I'm just not I know it helps. I know a wrap can help a cluster build up quicker in the spring, so you come through the winter with larger clusters. But I've also done it completely the opposite of that. I've done absolutely nothing with my hives sometime in the winter, and last year I did one that had no wrap, no nothing, and still turned out to be the strongest colony I've ever had. So, I question some of the conventional wisdom. And not because I doubt it, but because I think it's healthy to question these things and find out for myself. So that's what I'm doing.